Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
The first real dataset of political deepfakes from a U.S. presidential election didn't arrive until after the votes were already counted. That means during the entire 2024 race, investigators had no benchmark, no baseline for what normal deepfake activity even looked like while people were actually casting ballots. That should unsettle you, whether you analyze digital evidence for a living or you just scroll past political videos on your phone. If you've ever watched a clip of a candidate speaking and thought, "Is that real?" you are already in the middle of this problem. And if that uncertainty makes you nervous, it should. But the fear fades once you understand what investigators actually look for, and it's not what most of us assume. We think catching a deepfake means spotting something that looks wrong. The real forensic work is almost entirely invisible. So what are detectives actually doing if they're not watching the video? According to researchers who published in the Proceedings of the International AAAI Conference on Web and Social Media, 231 deepfakes were documented during the 2024 U.S. presidential election cycle. That number itself is useful, but the breakdown is what matters. 169 of those were still images. 38 were videos. 24 were audio clips. Nearly 3 out of 4 political deepfakes were just photos, not the dramatic, Hollywood-style face swap videos most people picture. That gap between expectation and reality is important. When we imagine deepfakes, we imagine a talking head saying something outrageous. But the majority of synthetic political content is a doctored, still image. Easier to make, easier to share, and easier to believe. Now, what about the videos that do exist? The instinct is to watch them carefully and look for visual glitches. That instinct is understandable. We evolved to trust our eyes. When a face on screen has realistic skin, natural lighting, and proper blinking, our brains accept it as real. Modern generative models are specifically designed to eliminate the obvious tells. So visual inspection alone is now a forensic dead end. What still trips up even the best generators is time. Not the clock on the wall, the flow of motion across frames. According to research on temporal artifact analysis, high-quality deepfake generators can cut the accuracy of detectors that only look at individual frames by about 5 percentage points. But those same generators leave temporal inconsistencies mostly untouched. A real human blinks in a pattern that unfolds naturally over dozens of frames every second. Micro-expressions, those tiny flickers of emotion, develop across roughly 200 milliseconds. I can nail a single frozen frame of a blink. It struggles to replicate the full biological sequence across 24 or more frames per second. For anyone who's ever tried to flip through a flipbook where one drawing is slightly off, you feel the stutter. Forensic tools detect that stutter mathematically, even when your eyes can't see it. And it's not just the face. Another common failure point is the gap between lips and sound. A tri-generated speech doesn't always sync perfectly with the mouth movements it's paired with. Professional forensic analysis now checks audio-visual alignment, lighting consistency across the scene, and spectral patterns buried in the sound file itself. That means a single deepfake video might need to be examined from 3 completely different angles: visual, temporal, and audio, before anyone can make a credible authenticity call. For someone reviewing evidence in a case, that's a workflow change. For the rest of us, it means that trusting a video because it looks fine is the digital equivalent of trusting a stranger because they're wearing a nice suit. But the AAAI study revealed something even more surprising than what's inside the videos. Researchers found that deepfake activity spiked before key election events, not after. Engagement surged in the windows leading up to major moments on the political calendar. A moderately convincing face swap that lands in your feed the day before an election isn't forensically interesting because of what it shows. It's interesting because of when it appeared and who amplified it. Coordinated posting times and engagement clustering before major events suggest orchestrated distribution, not organic sharing. The article's own analogy captures this perfectly. Spotting a deepfake isn't like checking a counterfeit bill for a bad watermark. It's like uncovering a financial fraud scheme. The bill might be flawless, but the pattern of where it showed up, when it moved, and who is passing it through the system reveals the deception. As deepfakes get visually better, they paradoxically become more detectable, not through what they look like, but through how they move and when they appear. So, 3 things to remember. First, most political deepfakes aren't dramatic videos. They're doctored still images. Second, the best forensic evidence isn't what a video looks like in a single frame. It's how motion, audio, and timing behave across the whole clip. Third, when a deepfake appeared and who spread it can reveal more than any pixel-level analysis ever will. Whether you investigate digital evidence or you just want to know if what you're seeing is real, the lesson is the same. Stop watching the video and start asking who wanted you to see it and when. The written version goes deeper. Links below.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.